right, Jesus Christ, we're live for the third time tonight. Maybe I won't screw this one up. Who knows? But we're live again, guys. We were discussing IBCA pork, and sorry to go out on you guys. Hope you join back in. But we were discussing IBCA pork there, so hopefully everybody gets in on this. I'm gonna share it on my personal page, so everybody can get back in on this, and uh we might have to go in and edit our blog talk, Lance, because I might have said a few bad things there while we weren't. I forgot we were live on blog talk as well. So
Yeah, well,
I got to go back in and try to re-log into blog talk, because I bet you that when I restarted, that killed our blog talk.
it still shows you going. Still shows
Okay.
you logged in.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, maybe that's still working.
Uh,
I'm gonna get back in it right now. We might have to. Says I'm dialing back in. I might have to. We might have to download and edit our podcast stream there. That could be a little weird. Anybody wants to listen on the podcast?
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear important. It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using.
Well, it thinks I'm already dialed in. I don't know how I'm dialed in. So that's a bit weird. Hopefully it's still recording us.
it's still showing it. I don't know. But it shows it's there.
Okay. Well, I keep a recording if not on my side. I just started adding to it, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if somebody comments on here, if our comments start showing up now. But yeah, that's this damn technology. You know, hell, who knows? I'm gonna go share this.
But I just told Doug and them we're back up. I got on that post that we were on a few minutes ago and just told everybody we're there again.
Okay, well, we're back live. We're talking about how IBCA hates pork, and they're all a bunch of, I'm not going to say it, Pinoches scared to cook pork. And that's what we were talking about in a nutshell there. They think it dilutes the prize pot because they can't win nothing in pork. And they think that we shouldn't have pork. So Tammy said she found us, so I guess we're live again, and we have comments again. So awesome. But it looks like Lance is frozen now, so I guess we'll see if Lance can rejoin us. But I'll go on my little pork rant while we got it up here. There's no reason we shouldn't have pork in IBCA. There's no reason it shouldn't be in any sanctioning body. It's the most widely cooked, widely smoked. The pork butt / shoulder is the most widely smoked piece of meat in the world. There is no reason that we should not be cooking pork. People say, well, it's Texas, it's not whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no reason we should not be cooking pork. It doesn't make any sense. Every cook out here wants to go to the Jack Daniels. Every cook out here wants to cook the American Royal. Everybody wants to get to these majors. They push hard. They try hard to do it. When they get to those majors, they get shut down because they don't know how to cook pork. We need pork as a category in every cook-off. I mean, it just should be across the board. Should be a 4-meat deal. We need it as a category in every cook-off. And in order to do that, we need help. I mean, come on, guys. Our Lance has been pushing for it for years. I push for it. We need help in pork. You know, we need our membership to step up and vote. You know, we got elections coming up. put some new blood in there. Let's push IBCA into the new century. Let's not play around like it's 1985 anymore. I know some of you old guys are been around for that long and cooking for that long, but it ain't 1985 no more. Let's bring IBCA to the new world. Let's promote it across borders. Let's make it a true international barbecue association. Somewhere outside of Texas, maybe New Mexico, a couple in Louisiana, and let's push it forward. There's no reason we shouldn't have scorecards. There's no reason we shouldn't have a scoring system. It's just crap. There's no reason none of these guys should be scared of pork. I mean, Tammy and I have been really successful in pork this year in KCBS. Look at JD with Buckshot Barbecue. He's one of the best pork cooks out there. He's been really successful this year. Boomerang's doing great. There's no reason that Texas guys should be scared to cook pork. I don't know why they are. I guess, like I said, they think it dilutes the prize pool, which makes no sense. It just spreads the prize money out, helps everybody get paid a little more. If you're cooking competition barbecue for the money, you shouldn't be doing it anyways. Because at the end of the day, ain't a damn one of us making money. I don't care who you are. None of us are making money off of competition barbecue. So let's call it what it is. Pork should be in every contest and move forward, and let's get IBCA into the new century. Maybe we'll have Lance join us here again in a minute. I don't know. He dropped off for some reason, but maybe he'll come back on. So let's talk about elections coming up. We got IBCA elections coming up. I know we got some new blood gonna run, and I'm tired of these 60, 70-year-old guys up there that don't want to change a damn thing. We got more young cooks now. No offense, Tommy Smith, but we got more young cooks now than ever, more competitive young cooks, and more people that want to move this forward. And let's go ahead and do that, guys. Let's get out there, vote, move this organization forward. I don't know. Let's get some new blood in there. Let's get a new scoring system. Let's get some single table judging, and let's have some consistent timelines where we're not 2 hours between turn-ins. And let's move this organization forward. IBCA, it's the second largest sanctioning body in the United States, and it could be even larger. Let's continue to move that forward. Continue to get new blood in there. Get a new scoring system. We don't have to copy KCBS. We don't have to copy FBA. But let's get everybody in. Let's some of these new guys want to see that they beat me, or they beat Lance, they beat Aaron, they beat Tommy, they beat Ronnie Wade, they beat Fred Robles, they beat Ernest Cervantes. If they see that on a score sheet, man, it gets them hooked. It gets them in there. Let's do this. There's no reason to have 2 hours between turn-ins. Keep IBCA what it is. Let's stick with some of the originality. Still stick with half chickens. Foil in the box. We don't need all the garnish crap. Stick with 9 ribs, 9 slices of brisket, 2 half chickens, and some pork. But let's evolve other things. Keep IBCA unique in the ways it needs to be unique, but let's evolve it into something that can be more. Let's give score sheets. Let's have single table judging, 1 hour turn-ins, 30-minute turn-ins, whatever it may be. Let's have certified barbecue judges. Certified. Y'all have heard me rant about this before. I'm going to go off on it again. For IBCA not to take barbecue judges as members is a bunch of crap. They're losing money left and right. Just think if we had 10,000 certified judges across the state of Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, wherever, if we had those 10,000 judges and they all paid $20 a year, that is a crap ton of money into IBCA. Caleb Warden, what's up, buddy? Anyways, let's move IBCA to the new century. Forgot it was, let's forget about this old single table judging crap and move on. Anybody wants to come on here and argue with me? I'll send you a link. Come argue with me. Prove me wrong. There's no reason to keep multiple round judging. There's no reason to keep marking on boxes with black pens and red pens and, having one score for taste, tenderness, and texture. It's utter crap. We're getting left behind. These other sanctioning bodies are pulling ahead of us. They have more stuff. Think about how much money IBCA is losing by not having certified judges. And why can we not move this organization forward? I don't understand it. Maybe somebody wants to come on here and argue with me. Maybe somebody wants to prove me wrong. If you got an argument, bring it. Let's go. But these guys, what's up, Lance?
I'm back.
Sorry, I was going on a rant there about how we didn't have certified judges, how much money IBCA was losing by that, and how we couldn't get a new scoring system, and how we couldn't bring IBCA into the 21st century. Let's do this thing. Keep IBCA original. Stick with the foil. Stick with half chickens. Stick with 9 ribs. Stick with 9 slices of brisket if you want to. But let's move our scoring system forward. Let's move our judging system forward. And, let's go. I mean, what the hell? Why are we a fucking second class sanctioning body? Why? There's no point in it. Just because we want to be? We don't want to be second class. Texas is never second class.
No.
We're supposed to be the biggest and the best, and it's time we prove it. But, don't get Daddy Sherry started is what Mr. Caleb Ryan says. I hope you're watching, Craig. If you're watching, Craig, send me a link or shoot me an email. I'll send you a link. You got my phone number. You can come on here and argue with us.
There you go.
Yeah. Seems like it's catering to some cooks. Well, if they're making the kind of money I make on catering off of doing cook-offs, man, I need to go take their class. I tell you what.
Me too.
Yep. But we're back live. We have comments. We have Lance in. Y'all got to hear me rant for about 10 minutes on my thoughts, but that's where I am, and I hope somebody comes on and argues with me. Like I said, you all got my Facebook, you got my email. Most of you guys got my cell phone. If you think I'm wrong, shoot me a message. I'll send you a link. You can log in with me and Lance here, and we can argue it back and forth. Prove me wrong.
No, with you, man. Do it. But like I said, I mean, that's that's a few of the comments that were said here a while back. So, that's just the way.
This has got to be the comment of the day. I'm going to leave that one up for a little while. So, talk about moving. Much respect for Craig Sherry. He has moved IBCA in a better direction over his term, but he's a lot like Obama. He blames everybody else. He's had two terms as president and still ain't got half the shit accomplished he said he would. So much respect, Craig, and I appreciate what you've done for the organization, the time you've taken for it. but I'm still going to give you shit about not accomplishing what you thought you was going to accomplish. So, who knows?
Yep. Well, like I said, I mean, that's, you know, I've even taken some responsibility on it. I mean, I sit on that board too. We tried to get some of that done. You know, there's been a lot of talk about it. We've done a lot of stuff, but, you know, and then, like I said, then we kind of gone backwards too on some things like pork, you know, I don't know. Guys, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm done with it as far as, I mean, if they want to make it happen, you know, some other guys can step up and make it happen. That's where I'm at. You know, it's time. I've done my part. You've done your part. We fought it.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's man. I tell you, let's.
Amen, Rick. You know, that's the deal. And you know, and with Joe Martinez asks, we inject ribs. Yes, we inject ribs.
Yeah, Joe, I don't cook a rack of ribs for competition without injecting them. If I'm cooking at the house, I don't touch them.
Yeah.
But if I'm cooking for a competition, Joe, I inject every time.
But yeah, you know, and what Rick just said right here, I was just reading that. I mean, yeah, I mean, absolutely, Rick. I mean, you know, that's what I thought we were about. I thought we were about trying to make things better, try to, you know, we have raised the bar. You know, competition is has grown, and you know, I seen some comments the other day. You know that, matter of fact, this is on a. This, I'll go here. This is on a. I think this was in a judging forum for KCBS, and you know, some of the judges were talking about taking the fun out of the sport and stuff like that, and you know, all of us that have these big rigs and this and that, you know, we should go back to pop up tents and you know, blah blah blah. And you know what? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if that's what, you know, if that's what the majority wants to do, and that's what we want to, you know, we want to go back the other direction, I'm good with that, you know. But you know, if we're going to be competitive, it's like, you know, they were talking about Wagyu and stuff like that. Well, you know, you go cook a KCBS contest without a Wagyu brisket, as far as I'm concerned, you're pretty damn stupid, because that's what all them judges expect.
Yeah, Lance, if you go cook an IBCA contest nowadays without a Wagyu brisket, you're spinning your wheels. If you don't have a high prime or Wagyu,
Yep.
you're spinning your wheels. I mean, it took a I mean, seriously, in all stuff, it took a Snake River Farms gold to win Big Bertha last year.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it takes nowadays. You have to be willing to put out the money. You have to be willing to put out the time. You got to be willing to do the practice cooks. You got to be willing to do all that kind of stuff if you want to be competitive in barbecue. So that's just my 2 cents. If you're not willing to get the best meat you can, you know what, you know, that's just it.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's just with anything else. It goes with any sport. I mean, competitiveness is always going to grow. It's always going to go. Yeah, see, Rick Davis said first place brisket in China was an A9. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, you know, I don't care if it's basketball, baseball, if it's horse racing. I don't care what it is. I mean, that's just how it works. I mean, that's just always been that way, and it's always going to be that way. And
I mean, yeah, that's right. If you ain't got the money, don't play the game. I don't care if it's car racing, bass fishing, drag racing, barbecue cooking, horse racing. It doesn't matter. If you don't have the money to do it right, don't do it. It's
yeah, that's not saying that. I mean, you can't. I mean, you know, my pork right now. My pork, it ain't the most expensive pork out there by any means. But
No,
that's
I'm cooking the same pork you are.
yeah. I mean, there are those little nuggets that you hit here and there, but there are some exceptions. And once again, you still got to be able to cook. Can't cook. I don't care what you're cooking. You can go spend $500 on a brisket. If you can't cook, you can't cook.
Well, a lot of guys have heard me say this, and that's what we got when I was talking about the Royal earlier. I might show up to a contest and get out cooked. I might get out seasoned. I might get whatever, too drunk to cook, or I don't care what the excuse is. I might lose, but I ain't going to show up to a contest and be out meated. I'm not going to be behind when I show up. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to take a select Wagyus. I'm not going to take 2.5 pounds of ribs, 2.5 pound deal of ribs to do that. I'm not going to be out soft. I'm not going to show up a contest to be that way. But that's just me. So.
Well, like I said, I mean, the sport has grown. It is, it is more competitive, and I mean, the judges, there's been a lot of talk on that even at KCBS stuff right now. Judges talking and this and that. But I mean, to me, if I was a judge, I want to be the best judge out there.
Right.
I want to see. I want to go judge the best barbecue. I want to see what everybody's got. And
Yep.
but like I said, we see that we kind of see it different.
Fred's got a comment for you there. He wants to know what pork is that.
What pork's what?
That you're cooking. It's a commodity product, Fred. Hit me up off the show, and I might share with you. But it's a commodity product.
It is a commodity pork. It is a commodity pork, 100%.
That's a pretty good comment, Joe. I believe you. That's awesome.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. That's true. You don't show up at a drag race with a Honda Civic with a stock 4-cylinder. That's not what this sport's about. So that's that's pretty true right there. But anyways, yeah, we're that's my rant for a little while. I can't believe that people don't want pork. I can't believe they don't want to take IBCA into a new direction. I can't believe we don't have judges as a pool for IBCA. Like I said, guys, if we had 10,000 judges paying $20 a year, that I don't know if you can carry the zeros over, but that's a lot of money into IBCA's pocket that can go back into things like judge training, judge computers, printouts, the IBCA end of the year cook-off, whatever it's called. That's a lot of money that the organization loses on by not involving judges. It also loses on a ton of community. Look how much community is in the KCBS judging system. As much as I hate it, those guys have a big community. They talk. They have flying judges. I mean, they have all kinds of stuff. Yes, Tammy, I'm aware that's $200,000. I can carry the zero. I was being sarcastic. But that's a significant amount of money we're losing out on. Joe Martinez says he's cooking Dollar Tree pork. That's pretty good right there. Manuel says he cooks pig pork. And
Yeah, we all know about Manuel.
You know what I will say for Manuel is we went year before last and cooked Cops for Kids, and he was there, and we were fortunate enough to win that contest, and we got to talking, and I was telling him my theory on not showing up being out meated. I said I just don't want to do it. You know, we're going to show up with the best I have available to me, and Manuel has took that to heart.
Oh yeah,
Very much, and he's followed that direction. And Manuel's made a phenomenal cook, phenomenal. I mean, he goes out there and knocks it out of the park. You know, he's always in contention. He's always in the running, and he's doing great with it.
oh
And
yeah. He made
you know,
top 10 in Region 5 this year, and that's no small feat.
no, that's no small feat. And that's yes, Tammy, it's $200,000. But that's a to me, I just can't understand why we don't do that. And what I'd like to see is if you guys got somebody you want to come on the show, you want us to talk to, especially somebody that's going to run for election, let us know. Send us a comment, send us an email, send us a text message. We'll see if we can't get them to come on and talk about these things with us, and see if we can put these things forward. You know, and if you got ideas, if one of you guys wants to run, Gabriel Herrera for vice president or whatever, Manuel for at large, whoever you guys want to run, come on. We'll push your platform out. We'll do it, but let us know if there's somebody out there you want us to talk to. I know you get tired of hearing me and Lance go on about the same crap all the time, and we've been pretty busy lately, so we haven't booked any guests because with my schedule lately, we haven't known when we're going to have a show, Sunday night, Monday night, whenever it's going to be. But you know, things will start calming down here in the next week or two, and we'll be able to get on a more set schedule ish. So we can book some guests. We can do some things like that.
So does everybody like it on a Monday night versus a Sunday night, or Sunday nights? Tell us what y'all like better. Monday nights, Sunday nights. You know, also, congratulations out there to Ralph Williams. He made the BOD for KCBS.
That is awesome. Ralph did. He got my vote. I'm proud of Ralph, and I look forward to what he's going to do.
Yep. So,
and we got Bud on here lying, show up and donate my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he's been donating an ass whipping to you for the last couple of months.
Yeah, well, he's dished out a couple to you too. You can't talk too much.
He only got me once so far. Thank goodness.
Well, that's all that counts is once.
So, you know, I have survived a little bit better. So yeah. I'm sure it's coming. It'll probably happen at the Royal.
Well, that's the plan, Lance. Like I said, I got Dad signed up. I got to pay for him. I got him signed up and registered, and I'll get that paid for. And I requested to be next to you, so hopefully we can get next to each other. And I'm gonna go to the Royal, and we're gonna have the best meat we can buy. And we're not gonna get out meated. We might get out cooked, but I think it'd be an awesome thing to walk the stage with my dad, my sister. Just have that done, and we're gonna bring home one of those wooden trophies. We're gonna get one. That's it. We're gonna get one. So,
all right. Well, so I'm hoping this is the gear.
Yep. So, what's the cutoff for Kids Q? 15?
Yes. As of September 15th.
Yep.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
I got Lexi registered and signed up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check the schedule, see if any of the kids could go with me. If they can, we'll get them in there.
No,
We'll
man.
see.
Wagyu chicken, Wagyu pork, and choice brisket. That'd be about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been liking that Wagyu chicken. That shit's pretty good.
Yeah. I got to find some more.
Yeah. Well, my rant's over, Lance. What's your thoughts on having certified judges, having a new scoring system, and having all that kind of jazz in place?
You know how I feel about it. I mean, I've been pushing for it for a while. You know, I think we're coming to some of that. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but you know, times change, competition has changed, and you know, people want, you know, they want to be able to go home earlier. So, you know, single round judging, certified judges. Everybody's complaining about not having enough judges to for a contest. I mean, that also would help that too, because all of a sudden it would take some of the pressure off the promoters, especially if we had a group of traveling judges and stuff like that. You know, allow them to be able to sign up. I think it level the playing field some for us. You know how that goes. I mean, you know, there's always good and bads in all of that, and you know, we gripe, you know, to some degree about some of it, and KCBS, you know, angel death tables, blah 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 blah. But you know, at the end of the day, I still think it's a better situation.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's a ton of lost revenue to the system. Plus, like you said, how many times have you logged on to a KCBS deal and seen the judges full column? These guys pre-register, they travel, they do it. It's a sport for them, and they fill up with judges. I mean, I've registered for several cook-offs and judges full before the cook-offs, before the cooks are registered, the judges are.
Right.
You know, no more going out in the crowd and driving by teams and saying, "Hey, can you guys come judge?" No, screw that.
No, that right there is probably one of my biggest single. I have a couple of complaints. I say complaints. I hate that. I hate that more than anything. I hate when they come around to my camp and ask if there's anybody that can judge. Tell them no, there ain't no one in my camp that's going to judge. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's right. Same thing. I do not believe that if you're a head judge, that your significant other ought to be cooking in that contest. I just don't believe in it. You know, I believe that there should be some separation in that stuff, and I think that those are some of the issues that we get into. You know, I'm not saying that people are, they're not, but it just puts the wrong the wrong spotlight on us. I think that shouldn't be happening. I mean, there should be a definite separation between the organization and cooks, as far as it goes into that, and judging. I mean, there was a deal about fraternizing the other day. That's another one of the comments about the judges fraternizing with the cooks before they go in and judge. I don't think that should be going on. I think that I have no problem if Friday night the judges want to come out and visit, and I have no problem after they're done judging to come out and visit. But I don't think that they should be around a camp visiting when you're cooking competition. I don't think that I don't think that's the right message. And it's not that, you know, maybe nothing's going on, but you know, when that person wins or this and that, it just puts doubt into people's minds, and I think we need to stay away from that kind of stuff. That needs to change, and you know, that's the level of professionalism that it needs to be done. So I have no problem with them coming out Friday night. I have no problem with them. You know, if they want to come eat breakfast with you when like in Artesia, when everybody goes in and eats breakfast, they're at the deal. If they want to come in there and sit in there and shoot the bull with teams and eat breakfast with everybody and that end of it, I think that's fine. If it was at a potluck dinner or whatever, I have no problem with that. I just don't think that come Saturday morning from when we light fires, people start competing till the end of turn-ins. I think they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There's no point in it. And like I said, if they come get judges out of your camp, that's crap right there. My camp knows what I cook. They know what it tastes like.
Yep.
Now, could they pick that out of a lineup of 6 boxes? I don't know. Or 10, 15 in IBCA? I don't know. But
why do?
But they have an idea.
Yep.
So to me that's crap, and we're the same way. Nobody from my camp is going to judge. Nobody from your camp is, and to not have certified judging is a failure on IBCA's part. I don't care how you look at it, it's a failure. So we'll sorry, I just get disgusted with crap like that, Lance. There's no point in not doing that. Costs the organization several $100,000 a year. It costs the cooks a ton of money for not having that available to us for the end of the year cook-off, for training judges, for buying computer equipment, for moving the organization forward. There's just no point in not having it. I can't rationalize it in my mind. I know I have a simple mind, but I can't rationalize that one. So,
like I said, I mean, it's not that that it's going to do us all a great good, and all of a sudden we're going to do nothing but winning and stuff like that either. I mean, we're looking at it from a cook standpoint in a lot of ways most of the time on this stuff, and I want it to be fair for everybody. Right. I don't want to go in and win a contest and then there's this crap be going on saying, well, these were in there, that camp was in there judging, or this was happening, or we were in your hometown this week, and there's enough crap that goes on. There's Boone. Boone is in the house tonight.
Boone's made it in.
So,
yes.
Like I said, I mean, it just puts a bad light on us, and why go there?
Yeah, there's no point in it. So,
that's some of the stuff that we've been working on with the Texas Barbecue Association, and I know we've been a little slow here lately. It's been like I said, everybody's been busy. It's that time of the year, and but that's some of the stuff that we've been discussing and talking, and that's to get us a better judging pool. Of course, I mean, we're mainly talking KCBS and the Texas Barbecue Association, because that's what we're looking for. We like to cook pork, and we like 30-minute turn-ins, and we like certified judging, sing around judging. So, hell, I guess when you're into it, that's we go where we want the what we like to do, and
right.
We're going to bring more of that around Texas. We're going to bring more of it into Texas. I know there's a couple of more that's I already looked at it, and I know that we've got a couple more coming in next year. But we've had a really good year on that end of it, and we've had a really good group of cooks. Hell, I mean, Artesia, we had a lot of cooks. I mean, Cedar Park, So, I'm looking forward to Red Meats. We'll see what we have there. Bedford sounds like that's probably going to be a pretty big one this year.
Yeah.
They'll get the one down. So yeah, it's been a good year. There's guys like Rick Davis. There's guys like Danny Mikes. He hadn't got to cook as much, but Danny Patton. Danny Patton has hit just about every contest that I know of this year in our area. He's really gone after it. Reagan, Reagan's bouncing all over the country. Plus cooking all the ones around here. Boomerang, JD, George Valero now. I mean, he's jumping up in there. Kip Parton. We got Manuel. Manuel's fixing to. I don't know what you mean. What's the deal with Dodge City? I'm coming to Dodge City.
Yeah. We heard you were wussing out, Manuel. So, that's just rumor on the streets. But I heard you were trying to back out of that one.
He better not be backing out.
Yeah, him and his buddy Boone got to drinking too much. I heard he was backing out. I don't know, just a rumor.
Well, he better not be. He said he already got his chicken bought. So we talked that night. So I'll be there, Manuel. That's my plan.
Now I just got to poke him a little bit. Anyways, just to reiterate, at the end of the day, IBCA can remain a true sanctioning body, right? That's independent of everybody else. It doesn't have to be a KCBS, an FBA, or whatever. But it has to be. It has to come in the 21st century to continue. The numbers will keep declining. The cook-offs will keep declining. The cooks will keep declining if we don't bring it to the 21st century. We can keep half chickens. We can keep 9 ribs. We can keep 9 slices of brisket. We can keep pork. We can keep no garnish. We can keep foil. But if we don't bring in certified judging and we don't bring in scorecards and a new judging system, it will continue to decline. I mean, we've all seen it. It's definitely not on the up scale. We see these cook-offs declining. So let's bring it back around. Let's try to get it on the upscale. I'm not saying it'll work, but it's an ideal. So that's just to reiterate my 30-minute rant on what the hell's wrong with IBCA. That's what I got.
Rick Dess said now he guess he's going to Dodge now, huh? Man. All right, well, Rick.
Like I said, Lance, depending on stock show, if we make sale, I ain't gonna be there. But if we don't make sale, I'll be there. So I'll know come Wednesday whether I can be there or not. So I'll have everything trimmed, ready to go. And if I can go, I'll roll. If not, I'll put it in the freezer. We'll wait till later.
Yep, like I said, that's one I've always wanted to do, and we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna bust Manuel's cherry up there, KCBS cherry. We're gonna bust it up there. He's gonna have a good time. He's gonna love it, and hell, we probably won't see him ever again. He'll be all traveling all over the countryside after this. So
that's right.
But yeah, it's good, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I need about, I think, 4 more cook-offs to see if I can get a few more points in pork. I'm sitting about 66 right now. I still got 4 to max it out. So I got to see if I can continue my little venture and see if I can keep going. So. Like I said, I'd like to bust the top 25 this year. And
that'd be nice to accomplish. So,
yeah,
I guess I haven't renewed my damn barbecue data. Shit, I just tried to log into the website and I said I had to renew my membership. So
what do you want to know?
I guess I'll pay my $25 here in a minute and renew my barbecue data website. I was just kind of curious to.
Where you're at? Well, it just so happened I have it right here. I've got my membership paid up. So, I'm going as Solomon goes. Let's see. So you're sitting 56th overall, 98th in chicken, 94th in ribs, 30th in pork, 38th in brisket. So you're still sitting pretty good.
So Doug said he's in if Manuel goes, and Solomon said he's in. He just needs a. Our Gabriel said he just needs a ride. Solomon said goes where. Ray Bonner wants to know if we'll trim his meats and make his boxes for Red Meats. Of course, I'd do that anytime.
Now, I mean, to what degree do we got to trim this meat and make these boxes, though? I mean, you know.
Well, we should have Lexi on box duty. She's made some of the prettiest boxes I've seen this year.
Yeah, we could put Lexi on box duty. You know, that's going to be the deal with Dodge City. I'm going to be flying solo. She's got a quinceanera, and so Christy will be here, and Lexi will be here. So, you know, I'm gonna probably pull one of them. I'll probably pull one of the Travis Clark routines and show up about 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, so I will tell you this: I ordered a basket for my pet.
Really?
Yep. So, well, Ray, I don't think you'll have to pay her, but I guarantee you she can build a pretty good box.
She built some of the best boxes I've seen, some of the best parsley boxes. That girl has more time and attention to detail than most adults have. It's crazy the boxes I've seen her build this year. It's crazy.
Solomon, the date is the 27th and 28th of July, Solomon. Or 26th, 27th, Manuel said. There you go. No, she really has. I mean, I watched her sit there and build some of those this year, and yeah, I've you know, she's in it. Dan Woods, he's in for Dodge City. I don't know, this Dodge City deal may blow up.
Yeah, it might blow up. Maybe we make sell, which would be the great thing because I got 10 grand in pigs that need to make sell. So maybe we make sell, and I don't have to show up and compete against all you guys.
So,
but yeah, that's the other part about what we're doing here is we're doing this, and then like I said, I've been in Albuquerque all weekend for All-Star baseball. We got All-Star softball next weekend, and then we got stock show the weekend after that, and then maybe back to barbecue. I
wanted to go to Alamosa, but I'm out. I've got to do a catering. There's no way I have been able to figure out how I can make 375 miles up on Friday after a catering Friday night. So
Tyler said he's got free Boone's Farm for you if Lexi builds his boxes.
Oh, well, boy, ain't that an incentive?
Free Boone's Farm.
Man.
Only
Boone. Nope. No Boones for more. Nope.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Well, it looks like we're going on an hour and a half. You want to keep this rolling?
Yeah. Yeah, we usually go to 9.
Yeah.
So, everybody's starting to show up, looks like now, finally.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's kind of coming in. And so, you know, we've had guys from all over tonight. So,
yeah, that's true. I kind of want to get into a different topic, if you don't mind.
All right.
So, I want to talk a little SCA and what you guys' thoughts are on the State Cook-Off Association. I enjoy cooking it. I've never pursued it. I enjoy cooking it, and I almost got a half mindset after after the Royal and maybe the Jack this year to go out and pursue a little SCA cooking. To go out and load up a pickup bed with a Weber and some charcoal and a Yeti and go out and cook a contest same day, go home same day. Maybe chase a little SCA. I don't know. That's just a different mindset I got going in, but that's what do you think on the SCA side of it, Lance?
I like SCA. There's not a lot of it around here, which, I mean, it's not a big deal, really. I mean, especially if you're not pulling big, heavy trailers and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still more of a barbecue cook, I think.
Manuel's got a point there, Lance. Last time you was drinking Boone's, you did GC.
No, I wasn't drinking Boone. Oh,
yes,
you
sir.
were drinking Boone. I didn't drink any that night.
In Brownfield?
No, sir. I did not drink any Boone.
Oh.
Last time I drank any Boone was in Andrews, Texas, and my head hurt.
Okay.
No Boone. No. I don't know how the manual would even know what the hell anybody was drinking.
That's true.
He confessed about a lot that night to me. He don't even remember what all he told me.
Man, I don't even know what he told you. Maybe
you don't either.
Off-air conversation there.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I like cooking steaks and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm still more of a barbecue guy.
Yeah, I'm still a little more of a barbecue guy too. I was just thinking about the financial side of it and the also the time side of it as the kids get older, as I got James in high school sports, and then Gunner and Maddie are both playing sports and stock showing and everything else. I was thinking about the time constraint side of it. SCA might be a contender coming up. For no more than the time constraints and the cost side of it. If you can limit your cost, you can limit what you're doing, not pulling big trailers, not going across the country and cooking $200 briskets. You're talking a $200 entry fee, meats provided, a one-day cook back home. I don't know. It's awful tempting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But
and I'd like to I'm a pretty big grilling guy. We grill out 3 or 4 nights a week, obviously, and I'd like to see more grilling type contests. Not just low and slow / hot and fast barbecue, but grilling. I'd like to see more steaks, pork chops, hell, hot dogs, whatever it is, hamburgers. The stuff the everyday guy cooks in his backyard on his gas grill or his little Weber. More contests geared towards the mainstream of everyday backyard barbecue cook. There's a lot of backyard barbecue cooks that only cook a brisket once a quarter or a couple times a year or a pork butt or whatever. And maybe my ADD self is just ready for a change in something. But I'd kind of be more.
Man.
Getting old, huh? Mm-hmm. Getting old, huh?
Beer brings the secrets out. Yeah. I've seen that.
But anyway,
eating contest. Oh boy.
Yeah, hot dog eating contest. That's my rant on SCA. I can tell nobody in the room is on board with me, but that's all right.
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, I like the SCA deal. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting to the other end of it. I mean, Lexi's got a couple more years, and then, you know, so my deal's changed a little bit on that end of it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I got to say one more thing. And maybe this won't get us kicked off Facebook, but it might. But fuck Colin Kaepernick.
Oh yeah.
That dude, he can go to hell. Just my 2 cents. So
Hey, I still think that the how did Larry Gatlin put it last weekend?
It's your right to kneel, but if you want to kneel, get the hell out of here where I can't see you.
Yep.
Something like that. Yes, sir. So
No.
we got the 17.
I think he took some SBA. I mean, I don't mind cooking them. But it's kind of hard for me to do both. So I got all my eggs in one basket kind of guy.
Yeah, you gotta pretty much be committed one way or the other. If I would if I was gonna commit to SCA, I'd have to back way off of barbecue and only cook, 10 a year maybe. But I don't know that I'm done with barbecue yet. If Lance wants to make a run in a year or two, we might go out and make a hard run. But I'd like to do some more SCA, some more grilling type contests, some more contests to get your everyday guy into the sport. And I see that growing, and I see it going, and let's go from there. So
There you go, Doug. Yeah, if Kid Rock can say it, we can too. That's right.
yeah.
We're just exercising our First Amendment right. We're like the media, right?
That's right.
I mean, we need media badges. That way we're exempt. We can be like them dumbasses on CNN and shit. We say whatever the hell we want to.
Fake news, Lance. That's fake news.
Well, we're gonna be real news.
Yeah. Fake barbecue news brought to you by the Barbecue Vandals.
Yeah, that's right. The Barbecue Vandals, man. We need to get back into the vandalism. We've been kind of good this year.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see what happens at the Royal, but I'm gonna be on that stage and I'm gonna win with them damn trophies. So,
well,
I figure the more I put it out there, the more it might come true, right? Just got to speak it into being. So,
yeah, I'm the other guy. I'm kind of quiet and sneak up on your ass kind of guy.
That's all right. Well, I'll be clapping for you where you're on that stage, and you're gonna be clapping for me one of those big trophies.
There you go. So maybe so. It'd be nice. This could be the year. Think old Boomerang. I think it might be their year too. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I hope they walk right before I do.
So I think I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what the Texas boys are going to do this year.
Well, cool deal. Doug says we're famous on the island. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see, Doug. Hope to see you back over here soon. Back competing.
Well, hell yeah.
Hey, man, if you get bored over there and you need an automation tech, just hit me up. I'll fly in. We'll come over, do you some SCADA, get you set up.
Damn, I wonder where he's at on that island. I wonder where he's hanging out. I hung out on that island some several years back. That's pretty good, though.
Yes, sir.
We're
Well,
notice that we're in some more countries now on Blog Talk. So hell, we've made a few more countries. Still haven't made anything in Africa. Hell, I guess we're gonna have to find somebody down there.
well, maybe we can find an African barbecue team to bring on and talk to you. You know, maybe we'll get that.
You know what we really need is we need Jamaica. We need the Jamaicans in. You know, they had a bobsledding team. Hell, you know, we got to get them a barbecue team. How about a barbecue and bobsledding team? Now there's a hell of a deal.
There's a hell of a combination right there. If we can figure that one out, we might get somewhere. But yeah, I'd like to. Like I said, we're gonna go to the Royal. We're gonna win a damn trophy. We're gonna do all right. So.
But Rick is absolutely right. There are a lot of Texas cooks right now that are on, including him. He's one of them right there. And
That's
man,
right.
just busting them out. You know, hell, he's busting out IBCA, KCBS. Oh, he's doing well this year. Congratulations on that. And you know, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, like I said,
Whenever Rick shows up, I know I'm in the running for reserve. So,
yeah.
well, we're going to change that. So, but whenever Rick shows up, we know we're running for reserve.
Yeah.
But we're going to change that coming up soon.
Yeah. I seem to have the lucky 13. I don't see how the hell that's happening this year, but I've had that a few times.
That sounds like my IBCA career this year.
Yeah.
Jesus
Man.
Christ.
You know. And, you know, if I get chicken on one day, that means brisket's off. If I get brisket on, it means chicken's off. You know, fluke. Yeah.
Yeah, fluke my ass.
Well, you know what fluke stands for pretty much in our world, you know, in the heating and air and electrical world. That's pretty much the top of the line right there.
That's right.
Well, that kind of works, Rick. I agree. We'll call you the fluke of barbecue.
Yeah. Yep. Fluke's the best. That's the best money can buy in our world, Lance.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to start calling him Dr. Fluke. 2020 will be your year. Must be Matt's year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm banking on about 25.
That's supposed to be the year you come out, Lance, right? 2020?
2020? Yeah, I guess. Hell, I may team up with old Trump and we might just get after it.
There you go. Hell, I might rename my team Kiss My Trump instead of Kiss My Rack. Well, see how many pots we can stir with that.
Oh, boy.
I walked around Albuquerque. Let's see, that was Sunday night with a big gun flag shirt. It's all guns and ARs. I said, defend the second. Proud member of the NRA. And I'll tell you what, that'll get you some looks in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hey, my Petta shirt got me some looks up there. They love that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
People eating tasty animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
Go hang out in uptown Albuquerque and wear a oil and gas type hat and NRA shirt, and you'll get a few lookers. You got a few people asking you some questions. I had a table full of old men stop me and talk to me at a restaurant for about 10 minutes about my shirt. So I hopefully made some believers out of them.
I bet you did.
Talk to them about how dumb their governor was and how she's going to kill their economy if she keeps trying to be anti-oil and gas, and how about 80% of all of New Mexico's income comes from 10% of the state, and it's all because of oil and gas, and their dumbass governors wanting to kill oil and gas. So we had a productive session there, and I didn't back down. And by the time I left their table, hopefully I made at least I made them think about some things. But they had no idea 80% of their state's revenue came from 10% of the state and was from oil and gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked at me dumbfounded, like I was telling them lies, and I told them no, they need to look up the facts and look it up what it is, and see what happens if she gets a fracking ban. How hard it would hurt their economy and what's going to happen. And we also talked about gun rights and the Second Amendment and all that kind of stuff. So I think I had a table of old man Democrats swayed over. I hope. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe if I get back up there sometime, I'll run into them again. We'll see see if their thoughts have changed.
Good deal.
Seems to be a lot of those old men Democrats running around Albuquerque. I ain't figured that one out yet.
Well, that's the way it always been up there, bud. That's I mean, my dad's one of them up there. So, yeah.
That's
and
right.
You ain't gonna change them.
Well, that's right, Manuel. Oil and gas pays for my barbecue as well. It's oil and gas supports. Hell, it supports half of Texas too. It ain't just New Mexico. It supports half of Texas too. If you look at the Texas state budget, majority of tax money, not sales tax money, mind you, that comes from the metropolitan areas, but the majority of the property tax base and all that kind of stuff comes from oil and gas, and that's what gives Texas a surplus. So,
Well,
Lance,
what?
it looks like we drop about 5 viewers if I go on a political rant there. So I guess I'll stay off of politics for a while. We'll go back to
buddy. Man.
Yeah. Anyways, fuck Colin Kaepernick again, and we'll keep moving on to something else. But yeah, Joe, back to your question. We didn't forget about you. I do inject ribs for every contest. I inject with the same thing I inject my pork with, and I inject real lightly, and I think it's needed. I've tried not injecting. I've tried injecting. I've tried brining. Everything back and forth, and I run a pre-brined rib, a Smithfield rib, and so what is it, Joe? I'll tell you straight up. It's a Big Papa Smokers, their pork injection, and I mix it as the bottle says to mix it, and I run it straight up in my pork, and I run it straight up in my ribs. I think it's got a good neutral flavor, and it goes well with everything. So that's where it is.
I run butchers.
Well, Lance runs 16 injections mixed together in a very scientific formula with you got to have a chemistry degree and 3 notebooks to put it together, but it works.
Worked this year.
Yeah, I still got that El Rey manual.
So that is yeah. My pork is the most complicated pork it's ever been this year, but it's been working. We're gonna roll with it. It's all of us to manage to get a hold of some of my stuff by the time they got it analyzed and everything. The year would be over with.
So what kind of pork is that, Lance? The audience wants to know. Look, even Doug's asking.
I don't know. Ask your wife. She's the one that's been buying my pork all year.
Well, I'll tell you this. It comes from a little Mexican grocery called La Tienda. Comes from a Mexican grocer called La Tienda. It's 2 butts to a package, and it's a commodity butt. And Actually, we've had it from 3 or 4 different suppliers now, Lance. We've had some IBPs, we've had some Swifts.
Great.
We've had, yep, we've had a couple of different ones. So, but that's what it is. And you know, all this came out of us searching for a large enough pork butt to get the pork trimmed the way I would like it and Lance would like it. I've been a big Smithfield supporters for years, but their butts are too damn small. I love their ribs, but their butts are too damn small.
Yep.
You can't get a good money muscle out of them. By the time you trim them down, you ain't got crap left. I want a 10 to 12 pound butt with a nice money muscle, and I'm running 4 of them, and that's what it is. Manuel, we've had IBPs, we've had Swifts, we've had a couple of different brands.
And honest to goodness, it all started with Matt. Matt did a catering with some of these, and he's like, man, he said, I like these butts, but he said, man, I'm afraid to run them in a competition because he'd been running others, and he'd been having really good luck. And I told him, I said, well, hell, I ain't got none to lose. Bring me some. And the first place I cooked them was in Cedar Park, 61 teams, first place pork. So,
that's right.
And I've been cooking them ever since. I don't pick them out. Honest to goodness, Matt's wife picks out these butts every time I need butts, and she brings them to me, and that's what I roll with. So I have no clue what I'm getting until I get to the contest. It's when I get them, and I trim them right there at the contest. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and now you know we have got some bad ones, and you know if you're cooking 4, you might want to buy 6 or 7 to make sure you get 4 that are the way you want them. But you know that's the deal with any type of commodity product. You don't really know what you're getting into until you get into it. So I think for Artesia, we bought like 24 butts for me and Lance to have 16, you know, 8 and 8. And it just is what it is. You get into that kind of thing with any type of commodity product. But I just want the bigger butts, and without going and spending a shit ton of money on Compart, and I know some guys out there cook Allegiance. Haven't tried the Allegiance yet. You know that's been our best bet so far. We've been pretty successful with them, I'd say, Lance. You know, you and I both. I started cooking them there at Cedar Park as well, or right after Cedar Park, and we've had several top 10 finishes with them, top 3 finishes even, and that's been all the way from Arizona, Nevada through Texas. We've done really well with them.
Yep. No, like I said, I mean, you know, it's one of them bills. I mean, you know, that don't always happen, but you know, it's that has worked out pretty well. However, yes, I have. I turned in a box of nothing but money muscle 2 years ago with the Royal, actually, and it was like, I don't know, it was in the top 100 in the open. I didn't have any pull that day that I liked at all. I ran nothing but money muscles. We cooked with another with Mark Bateman a few years ago at the Royal or at the Jack, and we turned in nothing but money muscles.
I forgot about that. We sure did, Lance. We turned in a all money muscle box at the Jack. Me personally, I don't think I've ever done that. Well, no, I have an IBCA contest and got my ass handed to me because they didn't know what it was.
Right.
So in a KCBS contest, no, I've never turned in an all money muscle box, but that's why I cook 4 butts. So I have a little more to choose from.
I think in KCBS, I mean, the judges like to see some different pulls and stuff. They want to see some different deals. I mean, some guys run bacon, and some guys run uh, tubes. Some guys run chunked up money muscles, just some good chunks. There's some guys that make just pull some, just pull. That's one of the deals I like about pork is there are a lot of different ways to do it, and I'm not gonna say there's a right or a wrong. I do believe that just almost always, I know from me and experience, you always want to have some money muscle in the box, regardless. You want to have 6 pieces of it in there. I think that the judges are looking for it; they want it. Um, that's just my opinion about it. Um, so I really focus on my money muscles. Other guys focus on bacon. Some guys focus on tubes. To be honest with you, I'm generally the guy. I blow out the tubes because the way I trim my butts. I'm looking more at the money muscles, and so a lot of times I'll expose the tubes when I do it. But it was like Artesia both days. I had tubes both days, and that's very unusual for me to have that. So it happens.
Yep. Hey, that's a good idea, Manuel. Yeah, Joe, you should do a video on some shoulder, or we should get together and do we should do a competition video. I can come down there to El Paso and fire up one of your Yoders, and I'll come do a competition video for you on competition pork, and we can put it out there. And we can get Joe on the show, and we could talk about it. I think that'd make a hell of a segment right there. I'll come down there and do some competition pork. So I think that'd make a hell of a barbecue vandal segment. We'll combine Lance's and mine, and we'll do a barbecue vandals pork, and we could roll it out on Joe's YouTube channel, and we could talk about it here on the radio show.
Yeah, Rick Davis said money muscle chunks and bacon. Like I said, that's a fairly common one.
That's my standard box, Lance. You know that. I run money muscle, I run chunks, and I run bacon. And that's another reason I run 4 butts, is to have enough bacon available to do a nice pile of bacon. I used to run 2 to 3 butts in KCBS, but this year, well, and part of last year, we switched to doing 4 butts, and I really like the upside of doing 4 butts. I think it gives me more to choose from, and it doesn't crowd my pit. I can still run 4 butts, and I run them down towards the firebox on my Jambo, and I run them as a blocker on the bone side end because I'm not worried about the bone side. Everything I want to get out is on the money muscle / tube side. So they work really well as a blocker, and that's the way I run it, and we've been really successful with that. So,
damn, Rick Davis runs 6 butts. So
yeah,
good. I mean, I've been running 4. I'm running 2 as blockers too. I trim up 2 of them really, really big. I always trim out the money muscles on all 4 of them, but I leave 2 of them pretty well intact for the most part. Normally, the Artesia I did on Sunday, I did trim out 4, and I had 2 as blocking. But that's kind of how I roll too. And generally, I burn up the bacon on mine, so I usually don't have any bacon.
well, your pit draft is a little different than mine does. So the way I set my butts on the Jambo, about 6 inches away from the firebox opening, bone side towards the firebox, that allows me to run that bone side as a blocker, and that's it protects my money muscles, it protects my bacon, it also protects anything else I have on the pit, and I really like the way that works out. So that's a winner chicken dinner for me.
I agree absolutely, Rick. It is. pork is about having options. You need those options. And, like I said, I normally don't have twos, but Artesia, I had twos both days, so I ran twos, and, it paid off.
Yeah. And I got to learn how to step up my rib game. My rib game's been killing me lately. We used to be some of the best rib cooks around, but I really haven't changed my rib recipe in years. And I don't know what's happened to it, Lance, but we did walk once in Artesia. We had a 6th place rib over there, and we got 180 ribs last year and Raider Red Meats, and we've had some success, but I just haven't been as consistent as I like to be. We've been, hovering 170s, 165s to 170s with them, but I just can't seem to break that 172 to 175 mark with them, and I don't really know what to change, and that's just what it is.
Well, and I mean, I've been kind of the same way this year. I mean, I've been kind of hit and missing on ribs too. And I was looking at that the other day on barbecue data. Even for me, my ribs are, when I've hit in ribs, they've been. I was just looking up 173, 172. And then 169s, 164s, 167. So it's all been kind of around there. I mean, I did last weekend in Artesia on Sunday. I knew I called the ribs. I knew that they were IBCA tender. I popped a bone or two back in, a couple of them. They were that tender. But it is what it is on that. I'm not kidding you. They were 180 degrees. I let them sit for about 20, 25 minutes. And when I looked at them again, they were 206, 207. And they were way over. They were so way over, I threw them up on top of my pit, opened up the foil, just set them out there on the pit, and let them sit there for about 30 minutes, hoping they'd tighten up.
Well, to answer Manuel's question, I always cook 18 thighs, 2 pans of 9. I cook 3 racks of ribs and 1 brisket and 4 pork butts. That's what I cook for a standard KCBS cook-off. And that's what I cook for a standard IBCA cook-off. I cook 4 chicken thighs or 4 chicken halves, 3 racks of ribs, and 1 brisket. It pretty much doesn't change. I like 3 racks of ribs because I have options. Not too many, but I have options. I just focus on 1 brisket. I found cooking 2 briskets doesn't work. I never can decide and second guess myself, so I put all my effort into 1 brisket. And I like to have a little options on chicken, so I cook 4 half chickens, or I cook 18 thighs, 2 pans worth, to make that happen.
Yes, I'm the same way. I mean, we pretty well, I guess it's always been you and I. We cook very similar on that end of it. So,
all right, Lance. Well, we made our cutoff, and I still got to go feed pigs. I cleaned pens as soon as I got home. Now I got to go back, put new bedding down, and feed pigs. And we made our cutoff, so I got to go.
Man. All right, bud. Well, I do. All right, guys. Everybody have a good week.
Yep. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Send us comments, questions, emails, text message, whatever, and we'll get to them. Thanks, guys. Good night.
All right. Good night.